It's Talking Back with Leslie. Hey, Leslie, how's it going today?
Very good. Very hot in LA. Is it hot in a lot of the countries right now? I'm not really good at geography and where people live and the different seasons, but it is hot in LA and it is super hot in Belize. I think it's really hot in the East Coast and Miami and stuff, but it's just really hot, Matt. So I hope everyone's staying healthy and hydrated. I guess wear your sunscreen, but we also need some vitamin D. It's good for our bodies, immunity. Just hoping everyone's having a good week so far. And we do have a lot of comments. We finally have some good rain in the UK. Oh, good. These are just brand new comments that came in. Hi,
Oh,
Airwaves.
yeah.
Really cool to see all the regulars, and I see some new people on YouTube and Rumble. Hello to Long Meadow, Manimas, Jokers for you, all sentient beings. I just get so excited seeing our friends. And I'm on Twitter now. I have
You
like 6 followers. I'm there.
you are on Twitter, but I think you haven't posted yet. You haven't done your first official post, but you do exist. You do
I went
exist.
on it today, and there's so much
There's
stuff.
so much.
So
You got
I have to learn a little bit how to navigate.
what's your handle again for those who people need to know?
I think it's Les Weinglass, I think.
You know what? I'll make sure people get it right. Because come on, you
Sorry,
you
guys.
know you know they want to. You guys know you want to follow her. You know you want to follow her. I think you got. Yeah, I
I
think
don't
it's
know anything. I'm just a nurse.
well. Get on there now, guys, because Leslie's about to do her first post. It's going to be historic. Just kidding. I'm just no. It'll be cool. It'll be cool. This is it. This is
All right.
Leslie's Twitter. Go on there, guys, right now,
Oh,
because
that is me.
she's
Okay, thank
just
you.
getting started. She's just getting started. She's gonna be a powerful voice in our non-tribal community that we've created here. She's gonna be a powerful voice. Very, very cool.
Well, thank you,
Um,
Matt. I
yeah.
appreciate that.
Yes.
And again, I'm an RN. I'm a nurse. I'm not much into the political world, but I've learned a lot and I appreciate all perspectives and it's really cool to be here. So let me start at the top. A dingo ate me baby at 104. Guns don't kill people. People kill people unless it's a SIG P320. I think that's a pistol or a rifle. What is that? So thanks for tuning in. A dingo ate me baby. Jokers for you and that same minute, I am disturbed by the fact on this chat the day before it happened, I made that very point. Without universal health care, we will see more and more of this. And then it happened the next day.
Yeah, that's on our top censored news. We figured that the part that was censored about the story is that it seems like it has every sign of a psyop because you've divided everybody. You got one side saying this was a domestic terrorist Trumper, calling him he the gun shooter is he, and then leaving out the part that the person identified as female. On top of that, on the guns it said kill Trump, kill Trump on the guns. But the anti-Semitism part is really the red flag because they're telling us, oh, all these things. This self-hating Jew, I guess there was a Jewish person on top of that, and then went and killed a bunch of Catholics. But they're calling it a anti-Semitic crime, which is so bizarre. The whole thing's so twisted. But what we did see is the push for what we're calling pre-crime, and that is happening right now. That they're going to instill pre-crime because how do we stop future shootings? You arrest people before they do them, right? So everybody's on board with that. So we'll just go ahead and do a Tom Cruise pre-crime division and trust them. They'll tell you who is about to unload on a bunch of Catholics or a bunch of Jews because they wanted Jews to die or whatever the case is. They're going to tell you that, and then we'll believe you because that's we trust the science, I guess, right? Trust the AI science that they're going to start spewing. So we're headed for a bad place, guys, and I do think this was a psyop. So
A minute later, Jokers for you. I'll read this one too. No access to quality healthcare, but easy access to guns. This is a simple recipe. Yeah, it's really easy to have access to guns. Even and I know, Matt, I don't think you've been to shooting ranges and guns are not your thing, but I've been to several shooting ranges in the past. Uh and it was very easy for me to get a hold of a firearm. Not to say that
Yeah.
people that go to the parks to shoot are the ones causing any of this mass shootings and stuff, but it was very easy for it was like a minute or two of, I don't know, background check. I don't know what they do, but they ran my name and they said I'm safe. So I got my a huge rifle with bullets this big to go shooting. So I think getting a gun would likely be as easy, I think. And we're in California.
Yeah. Well, we're in this endless, ongoing, never ending debate on whose fault is it every time there's a shooting, and I'm sick of the debate. It's a fake debate. It's not real. You have one side saying they're taking away our guns, protect the Second Amendment. Meanwhile, the NRA gets plenty of cash every time one of these things go down because people rush to get more guns. Gun stock stuff goes up. They don't take away our guns. Look, you guys can write in and say, Matt, they really are taking away our gun rights. Okay, fine. They are. I haven't seen them take them away, but I can tell you, like Leslie said, it's easy to get one. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. Great argument. Okay. However, are we looking at mental health? Are we looking at the drugs? Are we holding big pharma? Do we ever hold big pharma accountable for the drugs they stick into people? By the way, when you're on all these hormone blockers, who knows? We're not allowed to talk about that part, I guess. We're not allowed to talk about what they do to you when you're taking all these drugs and the extra testosterone. What is that going to do? Well, I don't know. It might not have anything to do with this, but why aren't we talking about that? And then, of course, at the end of the day, the argument, I think, becomes a moot point because you look at incidences like this and you go, this looks like a psyop. It looks like exactly designed to make us yell and scream and whine at each other about Second Amendment, about domestic terrorism, and look at all these trans people. They're crazy. So it gets both sides furious at the other side. Meanwhile, they're ushering in a police state and a pre-crime division that's going to target you with AI technology and arrest your ass because you're anti-Semitic. So just, you guys, whatever side you're on with the guns, whatever side you are with LGBT, just look at this part. Why is everybody all of a sudden anti-Semitic? Why are they telling us? I couldn't find it with this person. I couldn't find the part. I found the part where it said on the gun, kill Donald Trump. I saw that one. I didn't see the 6 million Jews isn't enough. I saw that reference by CNN. They told us it was there. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I didn't see it. And if I do see it, looks like a psyop. I'm not defending anything anti-Semitic. I'm saying that's weird. I've never heard anybody say that ever. I heard people say the opposite about 6 million. They said the number's is too blown up. It needs to be lower. That's the wrong number. So I just be curious when you see this crap come at you about anti-Semitism, about whether somebody was, whatever sex they happen to be or not be, or domestic terrorist this, or voting for Trump, killing Trump, whatever the case may be. Everyone's confused right now. Everybody's going at each other, but we're all in this together. And the fact that they are bringing on AI, they are bringing on pre-crime, and we're all going to be screwed. And none of us are going to have First Amendment. Forget Second Amendment. None of us are going to have First Amendment. It's all gone.
Well said, Matt. Problem, reaction, solution. More like it's going to use algos to trigger these people to attack. MK Ultra is now SSRIs and algorithms. Oh, those darn SSRIs.
MK Ultra, exactly. Is now it keeps evolving. It keeps getting bigger, better. It keeps getting better. It's so good. They're so good with it now.
YT seems shocked that Netanyahu lied or that the double tap was deliberate.
Why am I seem shocked? Okay, Airways. I'm seeming shocked on behalf of anybody watching our show for the first or second time, and they're trying to process what they saw. I'm giving them that. I'm trying my best not to go numb from it. That's why. I don't want to present numb. I want people to know that we get angry, we get upset, we get sad, we get all of these feelings every time we see a crime committed by Israel. And even if we're not fully feeling it, I put that out there anyways, because I don't want to report on the show and be a blank stare because we've seen it so many times. I'm doing my best to show you guys that we effing care about this. Even when we go numb, we have to show the world that it's effing bullshit every single time. That's why.
All sentient beings at 1:30. What is more shocking is people believing any crap that comes out of his mouth. Netanyahu is the devil. I agree with you. Hate that guy. Okay.
Thank you for
I
that.
like Jokers for You comment at 139. Excellent discussion, points being made. Agree with all this. Very cool. Thank you.
That was yeah, yeah.
Dob daughter. Probably saying it wrong. People forgot the pain it took to separate religion from state.
Yep. They
Thank you.
didn't, and they didn't accidentally forget. This was by design. I was telling Jay and Craig earlier in our discussion about church and state. We were captured. Our education system and our government was captured long ago, before we were born. I'd say at least as far back as right after World War II, but some would argue back when the Federal Reserve was first created. It's been this slow process, but when we were put into the schools, our school system, we they didn't teach us right, or it wasn't right. What do you mean? How do we have separation from church and state, and then you go and add on "in God we trust" onto our money in 1956? Why did you do that? I wish I asked that. I wish I stood up in school and said, "Why did that happen?" And I bet you the teacher would have said, "I don't know. That is weird." Because I don't think they thought of it either. I think we just learn this shit, and then it's the thing where we learn how something's supposed to be on paper, and then the thing that's happening is the opposite of that, and nobody cares. And then you have these Mike Huckabee moments where you're like, who is this guy telling us that the chosen people are the most important people? And he's he's a politician, and nobody has said you can't do that, man. You can't do that. But apparently they can, because it's been part of our education system and our politics our entire lives, the media and entertainment, the whole works, all of it. All of it.
Pulling the strings at 142. When in doubt, blame China. Thank you for the comment, Talmud.
Yeah. This is the one they can't hide from any longer. People are learning. I didn't know. I didn't know about the Talmud until we started hearing excerpts from it, and we're like, what? Is this real? Yeah. Yeah. Goyim, it's all in there. All their rules that they
Goyim,
get to
yep.
break all these laws with little children. If you're allowed to, as long as they're Goyim, you treat them like dogs. You step all. In fact, it's worse. I hate they compare. You're gonna hate this, Leslie. They compare Goyim to dogs, and then they justify behavior that you wouldn't even treat a dog like. You'd be like, wait, so that's what you do to a dog? Like you step on them, you rape them. Like I don't even know why would you even put dog into that? That's like I know it's their way of lessening the human species to less than human, but it's weird that you're going to use dog, like animal references, and then you're going to do worse to them than you would do to an animal, unless you are literally into bestiality, which it seems like a lot of them are very twisted fucks, man. Like I try not to swear too much on this show, but a lot of these pieces of shit Zionists are twisted in the head.
They make us angry. Yeah, they are.
They are twisted. They are obsessed with rape. They talk about it all the time. It's in the Talmud that the raping little kids is okay in certain circumstances between this age and this age. I don't have it in front of me, but they make exceptions and put people on this level of value of human worth. And then the people at the bottom, you can do shit, you can do stuff to them. It's absolutely disgusting. And they never condone it. They never say no. They never condemn it. The whole condemn Hamas. Do you condemn Hamas? But do you condemn Hamas? When do they ever condemn the Talmud? Let's do that. There's our new one. Let's play their game right back at him. But do you condemn the Talmud? We could do that. But do you condemn the Talmud? We should start doing that right back at him, because that would actually be something of substance that we actually demand and deserve an answer to that question. And they won't condemn it. They won't condemn it.
RFK Jr. has been compromised. Tragic. Really, the mRNA platform is not safe, period. Allowing more mRNA shots and calling them vaccines will maim, cripple, and kill more of the uninformed. Thank you.
Thank you, Airways.
I agree with you on that. And a lot of scientists that have been silenced would agree with you on that as well. Annie from YouTube, thanks, guys. You're very welcome, Annie. Let's see. Tithouse Mike Titao Michael at 227 on YouTube. After vaccination, the heart runs 40% faster than normal. And I think I put it in the chat somewhere that my employer forced me to get 3, and I'm not shy about saying that. I think I've said it many times before, Matt. But I just felt differently after getting those 3. I just, have you noticed that I'm getting like low blood pressure often, and it's just I never really got that in the past. So I don't know, just I feel weird after those. So the heart runs 40% faster than normal. That means maybe our blood pressures are going down as well. It's just also weird and scary. Let's see. Eddie Simmons at 229. Issue arrest warrant for Israel citizens, war criminals, racist, fascist, Zionist, Nazis. Whoa. Thank you for that. From YouTube. Can they fly Palestinian flags now? Hypocrites on a Nazi level. Let's see. Titao Michael, you investigated and took 0. I assume you're talking about the shots. I wish I had the option, right, Matt? But I didn't.
Yeah.
So a little jealous here. I wish I had I wish they respect me so much that I had the option for it, but I did not.
Well, you have, I mean, the weight on your shoulders. Family is, I mean, what do you do? What do you do when your family is affected by whether you have your job or not? It's one thing we say to each other, like, okay, look, you can take a personal sacrifice if you want to do the right thing for yourself. But what about other people? What about an entire household? What about people that said, what are the, you could say, well, your health is number one, but if you lose your job and then more than just you is affected by that, that's something more on the table. So it's a tough one. But look, they did this to us. They put us in this situation where it was like this Sophie's choice, where you were just choosing the lesser of the two evils, but they're not giving you any other choice. You have to do something to hurt. So this is the thing. You have to do something to hurt yourself. What's it going to be? Pick your poison. Which is it going to be? And we all had to take a hit of some sort, right? Everybody took some hit, whether it was your moral compass, whether it was your job, whether it was putting something in your body you didn't want, whether it was your character assassination, whether it was, being uninvited to, losing friendships. So there's a lot of everybody. Let's stop pointing fingers at each other and just know anybody who knows out loud that this was wrong. People who still think it was awesome. Well, you know what? I'm not talking about them. I don't know. They're gone. They're gone. But everybody that agrees that this was wrong, we all lost something. Everybody lost something. What poison did you choose? What poison did you choose?
Well said, Matt. Yeah.
Did it go into your
Some
body?
people chose the poison.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. No, I was just saying
you're right about the delay.
There's three choices. Was it poison you put into your body? Was it your bank account and your profession and your relationships? Or a third option, and this happened too, was it your own moral compass if you faked it? Was it your own moral compass if you pretended?
I wish I had been brave enough to do that. I think a lot of my colleagues did. And I was very scared. Mary Ploppins just commented, "You're no good to your family if you're dead." It's a great point. You're right. No debating there. Okay, let me move on.
Yeah.
Zootzilla, thanks for tuning in as always on YouTube. Really cool. Who is Zootzilla? I like this person. The stuff they inject us with are not going to come out. It's already built its own base and remove your normal base. We are stuck with it. It's potluck and the clock is ticking. Whew. All right, let's see. Thank you, Zootzilla, for tuning in. Arthur Turk, thank you all for your time and work. Thank you, Arthur. That's really nice of you. Thank you, Jay and Pasta, for being on the show today. Let's see. Jungle Jera 233. MS Newsom. Oh my gosh, that guy. A lot of people love him.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of Californians love Newsom.
Yeah.
And Karen Bass? What's her last name?
Karen Bass. They love Karen Bass, even though she just
because
needs.
she's a woman of color,
Yeah.
and Newsom for being a Democrat. All right. Justice for all. The Israel flag stands for Nazi Zionism and means free to kill children, free to rape prisoners. Yes, they do that, and they're not shy about saying it either or mocking it. Um, what is that word? Pedophile protectors. Yeah, they are. Oh, okay,
I think
let's
it's
see.
represents. I think it's a typo. Represents pedophile
Represents pedophile
protectors.
protectors.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Justice for all.
Newsom of always made me think serial killers. Oh, this one. Oh, this one's the one I wanted to read to you. I didn't want to skip this one.
Oh, this
Just
one.
want to see what you say. Doors of Perception at 2:36. Thank you for tuning in and for your comment. Why jab at Crystal and Sagar? Not cool.
Because Crystal and Sagar got COVID wrong, and they haven't apologized. Crystal Ball, we will give her 100% credit when she sits down with against RFK Jr. and calls his ass out on blank check to Netanyahu and unprovoked. October 7th was unprovoked by Hamas. We give Crystal Ball that credit, but you know what we hold her accountable for is she will have RFK Jr. on her show and talk about COVID, and the two of them will switch places. And all of a sudden, she's doing the propaganda at him, and he's trying to spell out the problem with mRNA and the problem with lockdowns and the problem with censorship. And the censorship part is the most fascinating part. Doors of Perception. The censorship, they both switch. They switch. RFK Jr. is defending free speech in the medical freedom movement. Crystal's saying, hell no. You don't get to decide. The doctors agree. So listen to them and shut your mouth. And then they switch the censorship thing. She's saying, you're not listening to what we're saying. He's like, no, that's not. No, this is the official narrative is support Israel no matter what. And she's saying that's top down instruction. So the fact that they can switch like that is insane. If you're RFK Jr., how does he not see that? But we know his deal with whatever they have on him. Crystal's on her own show, so she should do better. She should do better. She's also been somebody who's experienced major Trump derangement syndrome. She was obsessed with Trump throughout the January 6th. She couldn't stop talking. She was obsessed with it. Worst thing that's ever happened on our soil. So you need to account for when you got something wrong. I have not seen her do that, but I will say she is awesomely on point when it comes to Palestine, and I'll give her credit for that. Sagar too. Sagar is actually extremely on point when it comes to Palestine. Good for him. So we will give credit when credit's due.
It reminds me of Anna Kasparian. Did I say it right?
Yep.
Where in the beginning, when years ago, when I started listening to her and her show, there's a lot of things that I really disagreed with that we won't go into, but then she started talking about Palestine. And that woman, she has passion. She has a lot of passion, and I really love that about her right now. So I applaud her, and I give her kudos about the way she speaks and how she defends the people in the Middle East. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I give her more credit than Crystal because I can remember a handful of times where Anna Kasparian has apologized on camera for being wrong about something. I've heard her do it a handful of times when it comes to the Democratic Party, saying I was wrong. And that's cool. I like that. I like it when people can go on a camera on the interwebs and say, I was wrong. I wish Crystal Ball would do that. I wish she would.
We would all appreciate that from anybody. I am not afraid to say when I'm wrong, and you too, Matt. I appreciate that about you and a lot of people that we know in our circles, but not everyone's gonna do that. So unfortunately, you can't expect that from everybody. Jokers for you, 237. Newsom got into office because of some family connection to organized crime in SoCal. Can't remember where I saw that. Maybe it was here.
Oh yeah,
Wouldn't be surprised.
That's certainly the case. I remember that as well. I don't have it in front of me, but jokers for you, right on that. There's always a connection like that, and an Israel connection. Yeah, Israel connection at that as well.
Yeah. Stump Doll At 2:38, almost no one holds office unless they have bent a knee to Israel. To Israel. Oh, oops. Yeah.
Well said. Well said. Can't argue that one.
Look at this. Yeah. Yeah, look at this one. Zootzilla at 2:38. Trump with so many pictures with him and little girls smiling. No question from our government. But smoke a zoot, you go to jail. Yeah, what's with all these pictures of him? Well, let's not spend too much time. But I see a lot of pictures. I don't think they're AI. I think they're real, and they haven't been debunked. So I think they're real. Of him and little girls, or I don't know, preteens.
Mhm.
It's so weird.
I look, let's be
I don't know.
clear. Let's be clear. Underage girls, sexual whatever with underage girls is a crime. It's not, you can't, if they're adults, if they're not adults, they can't make decisions for themselves. It's a crime. But with that said, the pictures of Trump with girls, those girls are older than the girls we've seen Biden with. Biden is with little tiny girls, and he smells their little hair, and he massages them. Trump likes to hang out with,
So weird.
junior pageant beauty contest girls, and they certainly have something on Trump for underage activity, definitely, and which is illegal. You can't, that's, they certainly have that on. I'm just saying that Biden goes down to maybe they should call it, again, I'm not trying to lessen the severity of underage, whatever you're doing with people under 18. I'm saying that there's another level of perversion and disgusted behavior if you are drawn to little tiny toddlers and little tiny 5-year-olds, and it's way more to me, it's way more disturbing, something going on in your head that you're drawn to that, especially when you start becoming senile and losing your mental capacity. Then your real self comes out, that the grandpa will bend down and starts on camera, just start smelling like a child's hair, and you're like, what's he doing? Oh, Grandpa Joe, don't worry about him, he does stuff like that, just ignore him. That's weird, man. So I don't think I've seen, unless somebody can correct me, I don't think I've ever seen Trump go and smell the hair or massage a 4-year-old or 5-year-old or 6-year-old. I haven't seen that. But if I do see it, I'll be like, oh man, that's very, very horrible if he's done that. Very horrible.
Hold everyone accountable.
Yeah.
Jimbo Coates. Actually, I don't think I've seen Jimbo Coates in the past. So really cool. Welcome. At 2:42, Democrats and Republicans are the same mafia. Yep. With its own omerta. Who is on top walks away with the most money. I have watched this all since Dealey Plaza. So yeah, you may want to take a long look. Thanks,
Same
Jimbo
mafia.
Coates. Jimbo.
Definitely. Thanks, Jimbo.
Annie says ban APAC. We agree with you. He's how
Well,
Michael.
so you know who else agrees with that? JFK. He said, well, he didn't go as far as saying ban. He just said, when they were called the American Zionists, he said, hey guys, you think you want to like maybe register as a foreign entity? And by the way, Israel can't have nuclear weapons. So he requested that of American Zionists, who are now called APAC. And they said, you know what we think about your request, Mr. President? And they went like this. And they said, we'll teach you a lesson. That's the last time a U.S. president tells us what to do. And then they changed their name to APAC, and now that's what we have today.
T-Town Michael at 2:43. Poor people go to jail and elites just get richer. Yes, they do. America is a third world nation. I think the whole world sees us that way. We're the only narcissistics that say this is the greatest country in the world. Stumptall at 2:46. Only Mossad or their fronts behead people. Oh yeah. How about the beheaded babies, Matt? From October 7th.
Well, that clip of, I'm glad Pasta found it for us. That clip of Newsom looking in the camera and telling us about the beheaded babies that he saw. That's disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
It's disgusting. He's just lying, because there is no, that didn't happen. There's no footage of it. It's a lie. And that clip needs to be shown to all these people that hopefully won't be telling us to vote for Newsom. People that have been about Free Palestine and been standing up against Zionism. We need to show them that clip. That's the clip. That's the clip.
This is not a moment for equivocation or false equivalency. This is not time to blur the lines between good and evil. This is a time for moral clarity. There is right and there is wrong. What Hamas did was mass murder. Children being killed in front of their parents, parents in front of their children, rape, burning bodies, kidnapping of innocent kids, crimes against humanity. Hamas terrorists didn't just attack Israel, they attacked Jews everywhere. So let's be clear, these acts were pure evil. And as we all know too well, evil can only prevail if good people sit idly by and do nothing. To the people of Israel and to Jews around the world, we stand with you. We stand with Israel. Be strong and be brave.
Out of all the horrible stuff Newsom has done, I'm not saying it's the worst, but it's the most exposing of how bad he is. That's what I'm not saying that's the worst. He's done a lot worse things than lie about seeing a video. So I'm not saying it's the worst thing he's done. It's the one that's most obvious watching it, that he's a piece of S, Israel backing psychopath, literally like Patrick Bateman from Christian Bale's character in American Psycho, that he can look you in the camera and lie about something and protect murderers, and it's just that he can do it with no care in the world, and then never account for it when we know that never happened. And so that's the big reveal on that clip. So I say share that clip, if anything, to your Free Palestine friends who are going to go line up and vote Democrat next time. Show them that clip.
Thanks, Matt. And another new person, Chief Wiggum. I love that name. It's a great name. Dismantle is not real. Thanks, guys. And thanks for having me on. Thank you, Mary Ploppins. Ploppins always makes me laugh. Thanks for following me on my new Twitter.
Yay.
I have a few more. I need to be more active. It took me months to even put that thing up. But now to get more active on it. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Matt.
All right, Leslie. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Okay, let me take a moment to introduce you to our good friends over at World Harvest Food Bank right here in LA. World Harvest has been serving families across Los Angeles for 18 years now, and they started with this simple idea. Everyone deserves access to healthy, affordable food no matter what they're going through. With their Cart with a Heart program, families can walk away with a full cart of groceries, fresh produce, dairy, meat, and pantry supplies for just a $50 contribution. That's for the entire cart. That same cart will cost over $300 at a typical grocery store. At World Harvest, everyone is welcome. They don't ask for income verification, ID, or any paperwork. No. Basically, their doors are open to anyone who's doing their best, but just needs a little extra push to get by. If you're an Angelino like me, you know the times have been tough here. First with all the union strikes, the LA fires, and now the ICE raids going on. It seems like we're living in a constant state of uncertainty. And that's why it's so important to support local charities like World Harvest, because they aren't just helping the community. They're an essential function in its very survival. World Harvest is located at Venice and Arlington. And right now, you can use our special discount code THL20 for 20% off your contribution amount at checkout. And if you're not in the LA area, you can still help out with a $50 donation, which will provide a full cart of food for a family by going to worldharvestfoodbank.org or scan the QR code for more info. Or you can just spread the word. Follow them online. Let people know they're here for them, because at the end of the day, it's about providing choice, access, and relief without barriers. World Harvest Food Bank. End hunger now.